Okay, so now we go to, let's go to the event of skiing. Okay, now, in your picture, or this memory, whatever there, is it, you see yourself in there, or is it just a scene that you see? Like the mountains or something?
It's a scene.
It's a scene of what?
Of viewing me skiing in the mountain.
Okay, beg pardon?
Of
view,
seeing me skiing in the mountains.
Oh, so you can see yourself skiing there?
Dissociated. So I see myself skiing.
Okay, good. Okay, you're right. Okay.
Myself.
Okay, so he's right. It's a disassociated picture because he sees himself there. Okay, so the first thing I put. Okay, and the desk. The desk. Do you see yourself, or you just see the desk?
It's associated. I see myself sitting in front of the desk and. Oh my God.
Okay. Okay. Now the skiing one is it? I know it's a. You see the snow, but is it black and white or color?
Color.
And okay, now come back. Okay, now go in the desk. Is that in black and white or color? Do you know?
My desk.
Yes. Is that in black and white or color?
Not as colorful, but not black and white also. So
more washed out, yeah. Sepia?
More washed out, yes.
Sepia?
What's that?
That's like an
Sepia.
A sepia. Well, let's take this. Yeah. Sepia.
Okay.
Wenn die Fotos auf alt gemacht sind. Eingeschaut.
Yeah. Now, is in this one, is it like in a frame or is it all over, panorama?
Which one? Skiing or desk?
Skiing.
Skiing is no frame.
No frame. Okay, so we call that panoramic. Okay. Okay, come back. Now, the desk, is that framed or the same, or all over? Right.
It's actually no frame, but it's
a smaller area.
It's a smaller area. It's getting
crowded panoramic, I think. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now, if both of them are the same, or if there is no distinction, like this is in color and that's in color, this is okay, then what you do is you draw a line out because it's not a critical distinction. You want to find the differences. In the samenesses, we just line them out. If I ask a question, he's hesitated a bit, so I was borderline on making a decision, but if the person goes, if they have to really think about it, line it out because it's either there or it's not. If they have to make it be there, then you are installing information. And also, if I was to say, one question, I say, is it in color or black and white? Okay? Now, if I was to say, what color is it? I'm installing information that may not be there. So you want to say, does it have this? Is it that? And then you'll get an accurate piece of information. Okay, now I want you to go through every single one. I'm just giving a couple from each category to give you an idea of how to do this. Okay, good. Now down in the auditory system. So when you look at this picture of you skiing, okay, are there any sounds in that come from the picture or anything that you say to yourself? Now, for example, do you hear a whoosh, whoosh, or say to yourself, oh, this is great, or get the idea? Any internal dialogue or anything out there?
I can hear the sound of the ski in the snow.
Okay.
And I can hear the lift when it's turning on the turning point.
All right. Really? He knows that sound. Okay. He's going to go to heaven and he's going to say, but God, I know the sound of the turning point of the lift, right? God's going to say, you've been very bad, but I know the sound of the turning point of the lift, right? Okay, next. The desk. Are there any sounds associated either that come from the desk, like cluttering of paper, or anything you say, like this is a mess, or what?
There is no sound itself, but there's an internal dialogue.
Which is what? What do you say?
Clean me up.
Clean me up. Okay.
Somebody's talking to me.
All right, now, okay, let's go to another distinction. In the one over the scheme, is that, where do you hear the sound coming from? Does it come from in here, or a different direction, or what? Let's listen to it.
The ski and snow sound comes from the bottom. Comes from the...
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's clear.
And the other one?
And the lift is all over.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, I'll come back. Now you notice every time when I ask a question, I put them into one, then I bring them back, I put them into another, and I bring them back, and like that. Okay, now, if you were to go from one to the other to back and forth like that, you run the risk of the submodalities overlapping. And so you will end up with the same and the similar submodalities. They will actually get merged together. We want to keep them as separate as we can. So we only go one event, we pull out of it and go to the other one and come out like that. You go back and forth and back and forth. You got it? This, out, this, out, this, out, this, out, as opposed to going this. We don't want to do that. Okay. Let's get some kinesthetics. Now, as you look at the picture of the skiing and you hear the sounds of the skiing and the lift and stuff, how does that make you feel?
Powerful?
Powerful. Okay, now, wait, is your powerful a localized feeling, or is it an all-over feeling?
And all over, it's like
Okay.
getting like having adrenaline.
Beg your pardon?
Adrenaline?
Yes, okay. Okay, so the first thing you do in the kinesthetics is find the location of the feeling. In your list, I think location probably is about 2 or 3 down the list, but it's good to find out where does the feeling come from, because then you're going to be eliciting information about the quality of the feeling. So it's a good idea to have it, where is it first? So it's an all-over feeling, and your description of it's powerful. Okay, now when you come out of that and look at the one on the desk, or the desk, or what kind of what feeling does this elicit from you?
The lower part of my body is kind of heavy.
Okay. Okay, back to the overall feeling. Okay. Is there a texture to it? Does it feel rough or smooth or anything like that?
Rather smooth.
Okay, all right. I beg your pardon? Smooth?
Rather smooth.
Okay, come back. Now what about the one that you look at the desk? Don't know?
No.
That's okay. Now I'm letting him close his eyes for these feeling things. My preference is usually to keep an eye open, because you need to know that they're referencing that information. Okay, I can understand that it's probably easier for him to access his feeling as he closes his eyes. But the preference is to do it all eyes open.
Okay.
Okay, all right, so that's fine. Now temperature. Is there a temperature to this one here? Like it's cold, warm, neutral? Or sometimes people have a hot feeling, sometimes a cool feeling.
My feet get a bit hot.
So all hot feet. Do you put feet warmers in your skis?
No, but pretty tight shoes.
That's what I hate about those bloody skis. I get cold feet and numb and they hurt and I don't like it. They have the little gel things you can get, right? You put in the boots. Do you ever use those?
I don't have space in my boots.
Yeah.
Because they're so tight.
Yeah. And you don't get cold toes.
I do, but doesn't matter if wearing bigger ones.
My feet just ache. They get so cold.
But only the
Other ones?
toes.
Okay.
Toes.
All right. So what was I saying? Cool feet. Okay.
No, warm feet.
Oh,
Warm.
Oh, sorry.
You have cold feet. He has warm feet.
And the feet starting to jucken, to pulsing a bit.
Oh, pulsing.
Pulsing.
Okay. We'll get to that when there's a thing called rhythm in the feeling, and he'll say it's a pulsing one. But that's the distinction on the submodalities. Is there a movement to it? Is it a moving feeling or a still feeling? He'll say it's a moving feeling and it pulsates. And we'll write that down. Okay, the next one, is there a feeling connected to the desk? He said it's got that heavy thing. Is there a texture to it? Is it rough, smooth, anything? Sometimes
More rough.
More rough. Okay. And a temperature.
Rather cold.
I beg your pardon?
Rather cold. Rather cold. Cold.
Cold. Oh. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. So that's how it goes. From this position, you have your little sheet like that. You ask the questions and just monitor the person's going in and out as you're doing it, or over there and over there. Sometimes people you go to that one, come back, take a deep breath, go to that one, come back, and it kind of resets the kinesthetics. Every time you do that, you reset. Okay, you know about that, don't you? Okay? All right, so that's how you do it. That's the elicitation. That's the process of elicitation. Do you have any questions about that procedure? Because that's all I want you to do is just to elicit the two pieces of information. And to make sure, you do this. Go from here to there, back and forth, okay? I don't want you doing this and then that. I want you to go back and forth and do them simultaneously.
Is there any specific reason?
Yes, because you're less likely to get an accurate representation of the differences if you just do all of that and all that. See, for example, you won't know if there's any commonalities in it. And you won't know if there may be one and not the other. Mostly the commonalities, and also if something doesn't matter. It's easier to pick up if you go back and forth.